Over 100 UK nuclear alerts exposed by an independent nuclear watchdog have revealed how close the world has come to disaster. The report also shows that 116 British nuclear workers have died from accidents and cancer caused by radioactive contamination. Some of the incidents are particularly worrying. The Royal Navy mistakenly took nuclear depth charges to the Falklands War in 1982 aboard the ship on which Prince Andrew was serving. And in southern England in 1987, the Defence Ministry imposed an information blackout after 4 nuclear bombs slid off a truck into a roadside ditch. Then British and French submarines, both carrying nuclear warheads, nearly collided in the Atlantic in 2009. RT correspondent Harry Fear has more details.
Well, this report by the Nuclear Information Service, a not-for-profit, paints a very disturbing picture and it undermines previous official records. Well, of course, one accident with any one of the 120 nukes could be enough to risk disaster, which hasn't happened. But there has been a cost. The NIS says 116 deaths of UK citizens have resulted from Britain's nukes programme. Breaking that down, there have been 7 industrial accidents, 9 suspected radiological contamination incidents, and there were 100 fatal cancers as a result of the 1957 Windscale reactor fire. And so there have been accidents that you can class as having put the public at risk. So 6 nuclear weapons were damaged. My favourite is the following one: 4 unintentional nuclear detonations, 27 fires and 8 explosions. And that flies in the face of what the government has said. A lorry toppling over that has nukes on board sounds pretty hazardous to the public to me, as does a missile firing off towards the wrong country. Might also strike you as a hazard. Of course, last month we learned that there was a test missile misfire last summer, a malfunction that led to a missile having to self-destruct off of the US coast. But the details of that, remember, were kept from British MPs ahead of their Trident renewal vote later last summer in July. So no doubt there may now be more anger from in-the-dark MPs following the release of this week's report too.
The Ministry of Defence has responded that in over 50 years there has never been an incident posing any radiation hazard to the public or the environment. However, report authors accuse it of trying to downplay the seriousness of what happened.
Our report shows the MOD's response to an accident is to downplay it and to hope nobody noticed it. This stops lessons from being learned and ultimately makes us all less safe. With nuclear weapons, the risks are so large, the MOD should not be allowed to continue to regulate itself.
Paul Ingram of the British American Security Information Council says it's dangerous to keep the public in the dark on such a critical issue.
This type of reporting is helpful because if we are going to have an open public debate, we need open information. And a public debate is really crucial for an informed decision on these issues. And we need to have open debates in Russia, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, because in the end, these systems are highly dangerous. And if we keep keeping them in the quiet, then politicians will get up and spout all sorts of rubbish. Because in the end, these decisions need to be taken with the public in mind.